tournament. Pretty early stage this year. Joining me today is Skull Sailor.
Hey Kriyach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good too, man. Just looking forward to some good Dota, and the bans are already underway.
Yeah, and I think both these teams have some very, very talented players on their lineups. Of course, we've seen them in action in quite a few tournaments before this, so it's going to be a very evenly matched game.
I've seen Playstyle play in the TNDL Season 2 last time, and I've actually queued with Senjin in matchmaking, and I played with K-Dog as well. I know like all of these are like very good players, so I think this will be a very high tier Dota coming out from this game.
Yeah, that's for sure. So Undying and Snapfire banned out by Strikers in the first phase.
Yeah, I mean, they're like two of the strongest supports in the scene right now. The Undying, man, he's a beast at position 5. The way the Tomb is basically changing how people play around the game, it's kind of become very hard. So they just remove the Undying, not to deal with it.
Instant Tiny pickup. We saw that in the last game as well. First phase Tiny. Flex pick, of course, can be played in mid, can be played support. So
it's interesting how both these teams are approaching their drafting pattern. If you see the Strikers, they just want to remove very good strikers, very good supports out of the game. So they drop out the Undying and Snapfire, whereas, you know, K-Dog Sword, they remove the Morphling and Faceless Void. So the playstyle is quite different in both of these teams, but let's just see how the game pans out.
Yeah, I think it's more like these two teams know each other as well, and they know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So we've seen like a first phase Morphling ban is definitely a respect ban in this case. Like we know Grizzly on Strikers plays a really good Morphling playstyle as well. So it's more to do with the fact that the guys know each other. They've played against each other a lot of times, and they've watched each other play, and they've learned each other's methods. So I think it's got a lot to do with that, and that sort of improves the quality of Dota that we're going to witness today, just because of the fact that all of them know each other.
Yeah, they're trying to outplay each other. It's always very creative. Everybody goes for these like cool strats, then so it's a very good experience. The heroes that Strikers have picked up, they picked up both the Tiny and Ogre. As you said, both of them can go to any lane, right? Like they can play a position 3 Ogre or a support Ogre, and Tiny is like all across the board. You can play him in any particular role, apart from Fire, I think. So they have their draft pretty much open from the Strikers endpoint.
Yeah, and I really like this pick. Sand King, of course, is K-Dog's signature hero. Hands down. He's extremely comfortable on it, and he's played like he's been spamming it in his pubs for quite some time now, and like I love watching him play Sand King, and letting this pick slip through the draft is I'd say is a mistake from Strikers, but let's see how it pans out. So
yeah, they pick up both
banned out as well. There's a lot of position 1s being banned out in this phase.
Yeah, what are even the, you know, some of the good position 1s that are remaining? Do you have like a Spectre that's still in the pool?
I think Spectre is good. Troll is pretty good. Drow is also pretty good right now. Drow, of course, we were discussing in the last game. Oh, now it's banned out. It does really well against the Sand King. Makes sense to ban it out.
So Jakiro and Sand King are very strong laners. Both the teams are going for a strong laning phase, and I think they want to maintain the tempo of the game, where they just want to run away with the laning phase. So their picks and the drafts typically show how they're trying to play.
Yeah, and because I've seen a lot of Grizzly's drafts that he likes to pick this Tiny early in the draft, but still put it mid. So he likes to utilize this flex potential of the Tiny. So it's a pick that they really enjoy getting early into the draft, and it sort of leaves their entire strategy pretty open and flexible, and that's always really nice to have as a captain. When you can have multiple players who play these heroes in different roles, it's always really nice to like. It's really nice to like press this as an advantage on your opponent team. Play those mind games.
Yeah, so like I was watching the true site for the international, right? So this team Liquid, but now with a Team Nigma, but they pick up the Templar Assassin and Viha and says that he's gonna play it, and then all of a sudden Miracle says, I'm gonna play it. Why don't you play a Meepo? So they pick out, they throw out cheese strat at the end. They end up winning that game. So yeah, as a captain, you probably would be in very comfortable space when a bunch of your players are very talented to play, and also what you say totally makes sense.
So Troll Warlord being banned as well. So ideally strikers will be looking for like some sort of a carry that benefits from this Ogre Magi steroid. I'd say something like Ursa works really well for them. Maybe a Terrorblade also really works well for them. They have a few to play with here.
Yeah, I mean Terrorblade is a good pick, but before you get your Skadi, he doesn't have like a lot of HP and he has a lot of armor, but Jakiro and Sand can do so much AoE damage if they get a Veil on top of it. I think they can deal with Terrorblade. And I haven't seen Ursa in my pubs in quite some time. We'll have to see. Oh, Anti-Mage comes out from the K-Dog squad.
What do you think about a Slark here for strikers? We know they have a few good Slark players. Could be.
I believe it would be a very good pick because both the Sand King and the Jakiro are strength heroes. He can get a lot of stacks from them, and Anti-Mage can't even blink out of the leash of the with the Slark, right? So I think Slark is like a very good pickup if strikers decide to go for it.
You still have PL in the pool as well. PL of course isn't exactly ideal against Jakiro Sand King, but still a good like PL. Maybe Naga does pretty well against Anti-Mage.
Yeah, I think they can just go for a Phantom Assassin too if they want, because Phantom Assassin is quite good versus the Anti-Mage, and when she hits her timing with her Battle Fury, maybe a Desolator or a BKB, she needs a BKB, then they can. Or they go for a Bloodseeker.
That's interesting. It's one of the old school counters to Anti-Mage, right? Bloodseeker.
Yeah, and like I love playing Bloodseeker. It's one of the like fun heroes that I like to play, and the fact that they moved the Bloodseeker to the offlane more of a utility position where you just go pipe and Greaves, and you just continue fighting. If you need, you get Axe. So, and if they actually want to make him a carry, they can make him a carry. He has that potential, but these days everybody's been playing, especially Zai got it into the meta. So we'll have to see if there's Bloodseeker. So for the 3 picks picked up by the strikers, we don't really can't say who is playing what.
Yeah, so they stick with their sort of flex strat. Like of course we know Bloodseeker can play mid, we know Bloodseeker can play position 1, and we know Bloodseeker can play position 3. So you can put him anywhere right now. So K-Dog squad will be a little skeptical about how their draft has progressed so far. It feels like strikers have the upper hand till now. What do you think? So we still have like a couple of picks. Like, are we looking at an offlane pick over here right now from K-Dog squad? Do you think? Sorry, their position 5 pick. Like Sand King, I'm assuming is going to be their offlane.
Yeah, so Jakiro I feel is going for the position 5. So Clock is coming in as 4, most probably. Oh, yeah, because Clock is an extremely good position 4 hero. He has like the damage and he can initiate well, and if you get an axe on him, you can stun a target potentially for like 4 seconds even through BKB. So this Clock is a very strong hero, and strikers do pick up the Phantom Assassin.
But I feel there's a little bit of a catch problem on the side of strikers right now. They need something that can really round off their draft. Something that can team fight, correct? We don't have any.
Yeah, I mean,
spells.
I think like they want to put some sort of a tank in the front, because if you look at the Tiny or the Phantom Assassin, Ogre is somebody who can tank in the laning stage, but once you get to that 25-30 minutes mark, Ogre is not your tank. There's no way, Ogre just melts. So Seeker is not going to tank. If there is nobody who's tanking all of the spells that K-Dog squad is going to throw at them, then this PA and Tiny are pretty much useless. So I think they'll have to pick up something that is a bit tanky for the last pick.
Yeah. How do you feel about a master or something of that sort? But see, we still don't know who's playing position 3 for strikers, right? It could be a Bloodseeker position 3.
Yeah, as for so to make the most sense out of it, Ogre would be a position 5, Tiny would be a position 4, Seeker will be a position 3, and Phantom Assassin will be 1, because the Bloodseeker Tiny combo is extremely strong, and Ogre can buff the PA. So I think the mid pick is the one that they pick up at the last, but I don't think it should be a paper one like an Ember Spirit or a Void Spirit.
And it looks like strikers also lack a little bit of tower damage. Like they don't have enough push till now, at least in their draft. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I like
but on the contrary, apart from
DK.
Yeah, Death Prophet would be a very good pickup. DK would also be like an ideal pickup here. If they want to do something crazy, they can even go for Mars, but they won't have tower damage, but they'll at least have somebody who's like blocking everything. On the K-Dog side though, apart from Sekiro, they don't really have any tower push as well. So strikers have decided to go for the Void Spirit. So their playstyle would most probably be like, hey, I'm gonna be in your face for the most time before this anti-mage comes into game. Like before the 25 minutes mark, they want to make sure like the game is ending, because if you go till then, and I don't really know how strikers can get into it.
That's a brilliant. I feel strikers, again, there's a catch issue, as we were discussing a little earlier, and Storm really thrives against teams that lack catch.
Yeah, and Storm Spirit also has been making, you know, a good entry into the pro scene recently. Borania has been playing that hero like pretty well, and that is the reason everybody started picking it up. And Kyofa, I think, is the guy from Alliance. He also started playing it, and Kyofa, and they managed to win the tournament as well, like the ASL in Germany. So this guy is seeing a bit of resurgence. So it's good to have Storm players who can take advantage when there is no catch.
So what do you think, just off the draft, who do you think has the advantage going into this game?
If the Radiant team do not have like a bit of a crushing advantage by like 20-25 minutes mark, I think the K-Dogs team will take it. What about you, Kraj?
I think the drafts are pretty even, but I feel K-Dog squad, just on account of having more stuns, takes this game for me. So let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, the mid matchup is like kind of an even one between the Void Spirit and Storm Spirit. I think it will go even unless there's a rotations coming out from their position 4. So we'll have to see. This matchup totally depends upon how good your position 4 is rotating and how well they can help you with the kills.
Divine.
Do you know what is happening with the camera? Because I don't really understand.
I think you're in control of the camera.
Okay, I don't really. I think I might have to reconnect because I don't really understand what exactly I'm even showing on this. Because like I'm just seeing some textures. Okay, I'm sorry, Chad. I'll be back.
Go for it. That's fine. I'll take control of it. Not a big deal. So, right off the bat, Clockwork probably has scouted out that ward. Senjin making the cheeky play, does scout out the ward, will be a free D ward for the Storm Spirit, places down the sentry. Battery Assault,
30 seconds to battle.
Trying to force the Void Spirit to use some regen. Void Spirit does deny the Observer ward and goes for the cheeky XD in chat.
My camera is like still bugged. I don't really. I'll have to, I think, restart Dota. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Sorry, Kraj.
Sure. That's fine. But while I think PA is starting out with a mango. Don't see much of that nowadays.
The true heroes are the ones who wait all the way.
So Bounty Runes look like they'll go 2 for 2. A little bit of contest top lane for the River Bounty. So Bloodlight thrown out by Bloodseeker and secures the rune. So that's an even split of the first bounties. seem to be having a few connection issues for the players here. So no sentry ward on the Ogre Magi or the PA to begin this game. They are playing against the Sand King. Sand King is holding on to his skill point here.
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same thread?
So nice little block from the Storm Spirit. Void Spirit, on the other hand, managed to get a nice block of his own. Looks like he's going to win the block war. Just by a little bit, though. So, top lane is going to be pretty interesting, interesting matchup. Of course, there's a lot of magic damage coming out from the Jakiro. Throws out a Blood Rite to secure the range creep here, the Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, bottom lane, our hero's still pretty healthy.
This stage shrink from a fight.
Yeah, I'm back. I think the camera is working now. Thanks for taking care of it,
A
Crash.
little ahead in this mid lane, 6 last hits compared to the 3 of the Storm Spirit.
Hey, Crash, am I audible to you?
Fan out pretty evenly in the next few minutes.
Crash, am I audible to you?
Take on either of these heroes against a PA and Ogre Magi. Top lane, Anti-Mage is chasing down the Tiny, but blinks away, respects the blood, the silence and the damage coming out from the Bloodseeker, Storm Spirit. Like there's a little bit of a tussle in mid lane. It looks like both teams are pretty content just securing their last hits and farming up for the moment. But this should change pretty soon.
That'll take the wind from their sails.
So a nice little pull from Jakiro to the hard camp. Makes life a little harder for this Bloodseeker. Does hit level 3.
Crash, am I audible to you now?
So the Phantom Assassin is having a really good lane. Like, I feel Sand King kind of does really good against the Phantom Assassin lane, but she's sitting at a solid 16 last hits and 2 denied.
Hey, am I audible to you?
Having the time of her life over here.
Crash, am I audible to you, Crash? Hello, guys.
For the Sand King has taken up, put 1 skill point into it right now. Top lane, Tiny being run down by the Jakiro. Jakiro completely out of mana. Tiny did have a stick to work with. Sits at around 150 HP. Feels like these lanes are pretty static at the moment. Both teams playing a bit cautiously. They recognize that that 15 to 16 minute timing mid game is when their heroes are the strongest, and we should see a lot of action breaking out around that time. Probably around the bounty rune timings as well. So Senjin's Clockwork pulling out a cheeky pull, 2-man Burrow Strike along with the Caustic. PA taking a lot of damage. He is taking down the Ogre, but a little too tanky. Mid lane.
Crash, are you able to hear me? Hey, Crash, can you hear me?
To make something happen has been spotted out by the Storm Spirit, who retreats immediately. The 4-minute power rune's coming up. Does spawn towards the top side. It is an illusion rune. Will go the way of the Void Spirit, so that's huge. It's a nice refill over here.
Hey, Crash, can you hear me? Hey,
Sitting comfortably at 31 last hit, 4.5 minutes into the game.
Crash, am I even audible? Hello?
And the anti-mage as well, sitting at a nice 25 last hit and 8 denied.
Crash, can you hear me?
Leave the mid lane to
Hello?
Loco while Storm Spirit walks back to base to refill. He didn't manage to get... oh, that's a cheeky play by the Void Spirit mid lane. He ends up using the glyph to make Storm's last hitting life a little harder. 5-minute bounty rune's coming up.
Can you hear me, Crash?
It looks like it's going to be 3-1 for the side of for the Radiant side.
Crash, can you hear me?
First blood onto the Ogre Magi bottom lane. Right after he picked up the bounty rune there. I'd still say that's pretty worth it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Lane. His Void Spirit hits level 6, tries to make a play onto the storm. So a full power tread's completed for the Phantom Assassin. Halfway to level 6. Lane, there's a constant tussle for these power runes. There is an arcane rune spawned up the top side of the map. Arcane rune popped by the Void Spirit. Storm does end up getting stunned. Still has some mana to work with. Will be alright. But this rune situation is really not working out for the Storm Spirit here. So important for these mid laners to get their bottles refilled early into the game. Does go back for the bounty rune there to refill his bottle. So some consolation. Phantom Assassin queuing up this Battle Fury. Will be looking to keep up to speed with Anti-Mage's farm throughout this game.
Are you even trying?
Very dangerous hero to play against at any point in time of the game for an Anti-Mage. And we've not seen as much action as we would have expected here. Just that one kill on the Ogre Magi, 7 minutes into the game. Playing Anti-Mage gets silenced, is falling pretty low here. Creep block. Pretty lucky there, Vidi. The creeps did end up blocking Bloodseeker's parting. And could have ended off pretty badly. Kyle, Storm Spirit, rotation on the bottom lane. Really good rotation by him. Mixes up the PA as well as the Ogre. Putting 3 kills on the board for the side of the Dire. So that's a nice way to sort of apply the brakes on PA's farm. Top lane, Tiny falling a little low. Will Anti-Mage blink aggressively? He does. Uses the Mana Void. Tiny still surviving, trying to dodge, but does end up going down. Rupture onto Anti-Mage, but he just PP's out straight in front of the Bloodseeker.
Hey Crash, am I audible now?
The power runes here.
Double damage.
Oh, Storm Spirit does end up bottling it, but has no mana to work with. And that will end up going down here as well. So a lot of action happening in the last minute. The Sand King
Crash, am I audible now?
Hero going down top lane and the Storm Spirit going down mid lane. So there's a lot happening for the teams have finally decided that so the score was 1-0 at 7 minutes and it's 5-3 at 8.5 minutes. So we're getting into the action and we're getting into it really fast.
Hey, Crash, am I audible now? Hello?
Storm Spirit, top lane, TP, misses zip a little bit. Will he get silenced? Does end up getting caught by the silence. Slight misplay, sitting at around 400 HP. Zips forward, dodged by the Bloodseeker. Will he zip again? He does. Another silence thrown out. He has no mana to work with. The Bloodseeker is pretty low, so is the Storm Spirit. A little bit of a messy fight. Void Spirit looking to clean up here. Oh, the Tiny tried for the cheeky play, but ends up giving a double kill to the Storm Spirit. So big rotations up top.
So am I audible to you, Crash?
Going down as well. So these brawls in the top lane happening. happening constantly now after a pretty slow start.
Fortified their structure.
PA meanwhile rotating to the mid lane and
Is under
making his way pretty quickly towards his Battle Fury.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Pretty even so far. PA does have an advantage over the anti-mage's net worth. Void Spirit pulling ahead as well. Is rushing this Aghanim Scepter. It's pretty important, especially against his anti-mage. If the Void Spirit finishes Aghanim Scepter before anti-mage's Manta, he's always at a risk of dying here. And must play extremely cautiously till he finishes that Manta. So there's Whale of Discord completed on K-Dog's Sand King. So the damage output from him is also going to be pretty devastating if someone does end up getting caught out. Something's coming out towards bot lane. Bloodseeker has rotated here to defend his tier 1 tower. It looks like PA has lost interest in her bottom lane and has decided to jungle. So has the anti-mage. Middle lane, confident, making a play onto the void. And Bloodseeker does go down bottom lane in the meanwhile. They pick up the Ogre Magi kill as well. Sand King is sitting pretty low, regenerating on his through his Tranquil Boots. Void Spirit is rotated down here. Again, like they're dedicating a lot of resources towards defending this bottom tower, but I'm not entirely sure it's worth it because, like, with this Whale of Discord on the Sand King, there is a lot of dive potential and a lot of kill potential here. Especially with the damage coming out from the Jakiro as well. And Bloodseeker TP's in, looking to deny this tier 1 tower. That is pretty big. Royal Jelly picked up as well. Getting caught in the cogs, Bloodseeker. Ice Path connects as well. Clockwork throwing out massive amounts of damage. Bloodseeker will be fine, but that will not be the case for this Tiny, as he will end up going down here. Meanwhile, tier 1 mid tower being pressured by the Void Spirit and Ogre Magi. Storm zip forward, not on the mark, zipping forward again, expending a lot of mana to
Their structures against attack.
try and bring down this Ogre Magi. Void Spirit turning on the Storm, but Zip out manages to stay safe. Both supports of the Dire side rotating towards this mid lane, trying to keep this tower alive. Not healthy, however. Sand King rotating as well. They realize the importance of this mid tower for securing their anti-mage's farm, and I think it's a wise decision for all of these TPs to come in at this stage of the game. He one component away from her Battle Fury, and anti-mage a couple of components away from his. I mean, again, one component away from his as well. So SPA is going to be a little scary to play into, and Void Spirit next 1,000 gold away from it. A 4-man smoke up from the side of the Radiant. They spot out the anti-mage. Do they have the catch for him? He gets ruptured, just does blink away. TP? Oh, manages to TP out. Aether Remnant on cooldown for the Void Spirit. Meanwhile, Clockwork getting tossed back. Hook shots, tries to hook shot away. The creeps weren't in position though. Ogre Magi and the Void Spirit end up going down. Clockwork still managing to survive on a sliver of HP. Storm Spirit chasing for more. PA has rotated as well. So, Dire side playing extremely aggressive here. They're looking for blood. And they managed to find a really important kill on this. That will hinder his Aghanim's timing. Super important. Double damage rune, bottom side of the river. So also a blink dagger up for the Sand King.
Dire should look to their top tower.
It feels like the dire side have hit their item timings here with this whale blink on the Sand King. They can look to make some really important plays. Need to look at taking this PA out once more. Things are coming out onto the PA. They have spotted her out. It's a very important, like this very important timing, this Battle Fury timing. The race has been won by PA. So it looks like some the dire side has to do something to like sort of put the brakes on PA's farm, at least for the next like 5 to 10 minutes, so that the anti-mage can catch up, right? Because if you let the PA free farm, she will 1v5 you. There is no doubt about that. It looks like one of the players has this mic. Should be resolved pretty quickly. Jakiro has queued up a Glimmer Cape, decent save item. There is a Spirit Vessel queued up on the Clockwork. Bloodseeker is looking to build tools, some sort of TP cancel. I feel like for the anti-mage. But
The quest for ultimate glory continues. Dire should look to their top tower. A true warrior never rages.
lane, scout out. There's an attack. Hook shot onto the PA. He doesn't have for a while. Ice Path Macro Fire. Think.
Hey Crash, am I audible now?
So
Hey.
really good plays by the Bloodseeker as well. Managed to distract the opponent team for long enough for his PA to get out. So I call this a win. He ends up going down, but the PA is safe. So that's all that matters. His role here.
Crash, am I audible now? Hello? Crash? Crash, am I audible now?
Trash talk coming out. As we said earlier, both of these teams know each other very well. And there's nothing like a little bit of friendly banter.
Hey guys, am I audible to you all? Hey Crash, am I audible to you? Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? Hey guys, is there somebody who can hear me? I'm sorry guys, I don't really know what is happening with Dota. Nobody can hear me actually. Kind of depressing. Yeah, hi. Can you hear me now, Crash?
Battle seeks resolution.
Yeah, looks like the action is underway again. Unfortunately, not able to hear you if you're speaking right now. There is some static.
Crash, are you able to hear me now?
Oh yes, I can hear you now. Perfect.
Am I audible to you, Crash?
Yes, you are. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I cannot hear you, Crash. Are you even speaking?
Yeah. Can you hear me now, Skullsader? I was able to hear you. So I think the issues
Can
are-
somebody from... I'm speaking right now, Crash. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
But I can... Yeah, all right. We are finally in the game. I'm sorry about this, chat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this. All right, so it seems as though the Dire side has less than 1k advantage at this point. It's like 16 minutes, 6 kills to 13 kills. The Sanking just goes for Burrow Strikes, the Bloodseeker. Dust coming in out of Ogre Mag, and there's a hook shot coming in from Clockwork. And I think Ogre is gonna die. Sinjin is on a killing spree right now. And in the middle, they're trying to set up for a kill on the Storm Spirit. There's only a toss. There's not really a lot of mana coming in from the Tiny. If only he had mana for the Avalanche, then he would have died. But unfortunately, there's none. Phantom Assassin going in. She's just stifling daggers him and blinks on the Clockwork. This Ice Ball coming to save him. Then also there's a Macro Pair. Is he really going to get away from this? He doesn't really have... Oh, he just misses out the Aether Remnant by a little bit. So, and Sanking comes in with the Burrow Strike. He has like escape in like 1 second. He has one shot of it. Sanking is coming in with his epicenter. He has a blink, so he's pretty much going to melt the Phantom Assassin. There's a stun coming in from K-Dog, and there's also a Blood Rite coming in from the Bloodseeker. It eliminates 2 people from the side of Dire. I think everybody else is gonna die. It's only the Clockwork. He's not really going to survive. Bloodseeker is gonna take one more. That's a beautiful combo coming out from the Strikers team. Oh, they wiped 4 people.
Beautiful plays from the side over there. Like beautiful ice paths from the Jakiro as well. But somehow the Radiant side managed to turn things around. They did lose their PA. The anti-mage spends his time farming in the meantime. So that's some sort of positive for the Dire side. But
Yeah.
overall, 4 heroes do end up going down.
Yeah, and they pick up like almost a 2k goal lead from that fight. They kill 4 people. The anti-mage is still farming. That's like obviously a bright light. But even though the thing is that they did not go in with their full potential. If they first went in and they eliminated the Storm Spirit and they came out, that would have been a different story. Tiny had no mana going into that fight. But they still decided to take the fight. Phantom Assassin decided to jump in, and there was no way to salvage the fight from the one. Sanking comes in with a stun. There's an orb coming out of the Void Spirit. Yeah, and the hook shot just for the lols, but they take out the Void Spirit now. Oh, there's an instant smoke coming on from the side of Dire. They really want to get the kill. They're trying to invade their triangle, but there's also a smoke on smoke action. There's the Jakiro. Yeah, Storm Spirit is going in for the Bloodseeker on one side, but the 3 members take out the Jakiro on the other side. Are they really going to go for the Bloodseeker? No. Clockwork just puts him in the cogs and just eliminates him. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but it's a off lane for a position fight rated, so Dire would be very happy with this trade, I feel.
On the top of his Battle Fury. So he should have it out now. And that is a scary PA to play against. Deso Battle Fury in 19.5 minutes.
Oh, this is yeah, the timing is very, very good for this Phantom Assassin. She can now pretty much eliminate the anti-mage with like 2 crits. Or like 1 crit and 3 hits. So he will die if he doesn't have a blink in the span of 2 seconds. So anti-mage has to play extremely careful now. Tiny, a little bit out of position. Yeah, he just gets eliminated. He's going for a region rune. Unfortunately, Void Spirit just comes in and makes sure he does not get the region rune. This Sand King is effectively camped the top part of the map. He's making sure that T1 does not go down. He's doing a great job in pushing out the waves. Anti-Mage is doing the same on the bottom side. If you look at the Radiant team, they're smoked and they want to go for the Sand King. Sand King just uses Burrow Strike, but he just went out of the way. Very good map presence coming from K-Dog. So Crash, what do you think the Dire team can do to fight this PA at this point now? Oh, there's a TP, and from both the Storm Spirit as well as the Jakiro. Jakiro instantly dies. This P has a lot of damage. So they're not really going to take this fight, I feel. Storm Spirit might want to get back. No, he goes back and he silences the Phantom Assassin, just kills him.
Storm ends up going down.
Yeah, and then like pulls through another guy and then just kills the Ogre Magi. Bloodseeker is going to drop to his death right now. That's a very good play coming out of the Storm Spirit.
That was questionable. He stayed in the sandstorm long enough to drop down to low HP, and the Storm Spirit just finished him off after that. So
yeah, he wanted to bait the Sand King, I think. Yeah, but instead he got baited. So that is pretty unfortunate. And it's also, the thing is that they're not fighting with the Tiny. The Tiny is the one who has like the highest amount of damage right now, like burst apart from the Phantom Assassin. So they're now not utilizing him. Tiny was not in the fight, and hence it was like a 4v5.
completed though. So
yeah, I'm sometimes losing you. Voice Crash. What do you think can the Dire team do to deal with this PA? I did not get your response last time.
I mean, you need I think they need halberds. They need to take a couple of fights before the PA finishes off a BKB. I think like Anti-Mage needs to go like Manta Halberd or something like that, because he definitely needs this Halberd like going on later into the game. But
yeah, I mean,
Abyssal.
Yeah, without the Halberd or without an MKB, there is no way this Anti-Mage is hitting the Phantom Assassin. And also, if she builds a BKB, oh, there's a smoke action coming, and they run into a Clockwork. It's okay. I think a position for death, I think they would be fine with that. Bloodseeker is probably going to get the kill. Now they leave it for the Void Spirit. Oh, there's a K-Dog right over there. K-Dog is dusted. They missed him with the dust, unfortunately. So they don't really have detection. There is a sentry on top of the Ogre. If he just places it, K-Dog is going to die. He places it and then he gets ruptured and then just annihilated right there. K-Dog is playing like a very brave kind of Dota, where he's like pushing out the waves. So this is all space for Anti-Mage, because he's getting space on the other side of the map and he's happily farming. Even Storm Spirit is also farming. So I think there's 1 or 2 deaths. I think it's fine.
Is under attack.
They will manage to take out this Roshan pretty quickly. This is their timing.
The Roshan on PA is pretty scary, I think. Like, what do you really do? She's gonna get her BKB soon too. Clockwork actually scouts it out, but he's like way too far for a hook shot, so they're not really going to get anything out of it. Oh, the Storm goes for the steal.
Managed to burst down the PA. He is gone. Really good play. Storm Spirit ends up dying to this. He has no mana to work with. Does have an...
I think he's gonna get away. There's no way he's going to get away. Oh no, he turns on top of the Void Spirit. Oh, Void Spirit survives. Oh, there's a Remnant coming and catches the Clockwork.
Into the shrine. Void Spirit gets busted.
Oh, Void Spirit is dead.
Forward.
That's an extremely good play coming out of the Storm Spirit, right?
Yeah, and Anti-Mage coolly, calmly just takes a tier 2 tower bottom lane. He has he's minding his own business. He doesn't give a damn.
He's usually casually going for that even tower, and the fact that you removed the Aegis on this PA is a very big deal. And he almost got the steal on the Aegis as well. If he instead got the steal on the Aegis, that would have been like the cherry on the top.
Yeah.
The Dire team are still playing, very aggressive. They want to hook into the Phantom Assassin. Does he even have a BKB at this point? No. This is the time to kill. There's not really a lot of mana loss, so even if he uses his ultimate, he's not gonna die. This is a zoning rupture coming in from the Bloodseeker. Oh, Jakiro goes in for a crazy ward, and like way too deep. He just gets punished for that.
Yeah, that's a Manta and a Basher completed for the anti-mage now. Headed strong towards his Abyssal Blade. Should have it up pretty soon, and I think that's when they really start to press their agenda in this game. And
Now,
he's
when
been dormant this entire game. He has 1 kill and 1 assist.
Yeah, well, that is usually how the anti-mages would love to play. I mean, they're not really interested in fighting before the 25-minute mark. So once they've hit like peak of their powers is when he gets his Abyssal Blazer and 1 more items. But I think even right now his power spike is like very huge. He's like the leading the networks with 15k gold, almost 16k gold. Compare that to PA, who's almost at 14k gold. So that's like a 2k difference.
Yeah, so talking about halberds, the Clockwork does have a halberd queued up. He has finished up a San and is headed and is building his way towards the halberd. So that's some sort of an answer for the PA. Should give the anti-mage a little bit of comfort.
They go for a smoke play right now, but it's only with like 3 people. I think this clock is going to die. There is no way they're going to go. I think it's mostly on the back of the Storm, who has a regen rune. It's still running. They wanted to initiate because of that, but unfortunately they did not get any target because of the hook. There's a stun coming in from the Sand King. There's a stun coming on top of the Sand King. He used to escape the blade, right? That is a good play coming out of K-Dog. And they just disengage.
And another interesting mechanic is that Yules also dispels dust. So as soon as the Ogre Magi dusted him there, he used up and he could freely use Sandstorm after that. So
yeah, I think the sentries are like the answer to a Sand King at this point of time because of his item choices. So which is
healing that he needs, at least early in the game. The Warlock has killed Fatal Bonds though.
Fatal Bonds is harass. Especially if you can get it on both the enemy here.
Another pause. So things going pretty even in the mid lane as well. Pagna has 4 last hits and a deny versus Mina's 3 last hits.
Continues.
I mean, in the
So
laning
what do you think
stage-
about this mid matchup, Osho? Mina versus Pagna. Who does it favor?
In the laning stage, I think the matchup definitely favors Lina because she has a better attack animation, has a lot of nukes, and can even secure CS when he gets declared. But as the game goes on, the matchup definitely favors the Pugna. Lina finds it very hard fighting into the Nether Ward. Top lane, we see them. Harass.
Yeah, it feels like Morphling is going to have a pretty reasonable time farming in this top lane.
As soon as Morph hits level 3, I don't see how they can kill him. So he has to just play safe till then, and after that he... Rubik
Oh,
getting a
Rubik.
snipe on monkeys.
Yeah. Little bit of a mistake. Meanwhile, top lane, Tusk might end up going down here. Is falling really low. Pops the Fairy Fire, but still ends up going down. So that's first blood for the Morphle. Great start for him. The Underlord also sitting fairly low on this lane. Has a ring of regen.
He doesn't have any region on him. He has to.
Yeah, but so he's gonna have to play a little careful as well.
If the Lich had mana, he would have actually died here.
Yeah, Lich does have mana now. So oh, nice juke. Manages to juke out the Lich. Get back to the safety of his tower.
Bottom lane.
Bottom lane.
They're going on monkey.
Spear.
Okay, that was unexpected.
So nice play here. Rubik will also manage to get out pretty safe. Mars dives the tower. Oh, beautiful, beautiful Fairy Fire. Seen a lot of Fairy Fires being popped this game so far.
Top lane. They're going on.
You shall not.
Been a pretty action-packed first few minutes. Power runes are spawning in the next. So it's a double damage rune for the Pugna bottled up. So he'll be really happy with that.
Tusk diving tower to kill Morse Courier, but I don't think that's worth it. He's giving a free kill.
I think we will be seeing some action around the 5-minute bounty runes. Tusk has TP'd mid lane to refill Lina's bottle. So nice plays coming up from him. Top lane, Underlord falling a little low. Morphling waveforms and secures the kill. So he's having a nice time.
He's also picked up
3
the
kills for him
bottle.
already in 5 minutes.
Will he have infinite reach?
That should help.
No scene. So bounty runes look like they're gonna go 2 for 2. Lina will get her bottle refilled as well with that. Pugna's doing pretty well mid lane here. The last hits are pretty even, but he's got 11 denies in the mid lane. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, he almost has half a level lead on those denies.
Top lane again. Another play on the Underlord. Morphling. Tusk will end up going down here as well. And that's
This
Morphling's
top lane
fifth kill.
is not going very nicely for the Radiant team. At this point, it's becoming very hard for Underlord to even enter the lane. His Morph is almost 2 levels ahead of him.
Yeah, I think they desperately need a rotation from the Lina. I think like the only way you kill the Morph right now is with Laguna. Otherwise, he's just gonna keep running you over in the top lane.
So Lina will need a good rune to gank top lane. He has to.
6-minute rune also going the way of the Pugna here. He has an arcane rune bottled up.
That's another thing when you're playing against Pugna mid. It's very hard to leave your lane and rotate because as soon as you leave the lane, Pugna just ends up taking your tower. See,
So Rubik
I'll camping
Rubik
mid.
is rotating mid.
The nether reaches out.
It should be an easy kill.
That is
for
a
Lina.
very dead Lina. 7-0 in 7 minutes. Osho, if you were on the dive, your time, what would you be telling your team right now?
To their middle tower.
If I was on the Dire team,
Dire's top tower is
Yeah. Oh, sorry, on the Radiant team. My bad.
if I was on the Radiant team, I would just be like, I don't know, farm I guess, the only way back in right now. Plus, they really need to get some key because, like, Lina has Laguna and she really needs to make a move. At least try and gank the bot lane, get a kill on the Mars, maybe secure the lane for your monkey. This top lane is a disaster for the Radiant team. I mean, I just don't see how Underlord gets back into this game. He's level 4, minute 8. Barely has any items. Bottom lane, they're making a move on the monkey. There's excellent rotations coming in from this. Should also be able to secure the tier 1 tower bot.
Good idea.
While Lich just sits mid and
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
Normally.
Oh, that's good.
Tower is under
11-0. Feels like
You're welcome.
this game is getting very quickly out of hand for the Radiant side.
there's already a 3k net worth lead. So, and this morphling is gonna be a huge problem very soon. Like very soon.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, they don't really have any answer for the Morphling apart from the Laguna. Like, if the Lina needs to be completely on point, and she hasn't had the best start as well. So, it's looking pretty scary. Morphling making another move on the Underlord. Underlord still hasn't
Meanwhile,
killed
action
Pit of
bot
Malice.
lane also. Diving the monkey king under tier
Bot
1
lane.
tower.
Should be a double kill for the Lina here if she managed to get the Laguna off here. And yes, she does indeed. Agna getting a cheeky kill onto the Underlord. Golem committed as well. Lina taking a lot of damage here from the Lich ultimate. And the Pugna just turns around and gets another kill out onto the Lina. Dusk should die here as well, does end up going down. Morphling rotating.
It was looking so good for the Radiant team. They got 2 kills on Lina. They were very close to killing the Lich. But then they just overcommitted and got turned around by the Pugna.
Yeah, I think they really underestimated how much damage could come out from Pugna. Like, he just baited them into him and pretty much cleaned the whole team out.
tower is under attack.
So the Morphling rotation wasn't even necessary there.
Radiant have fortified their structure.
So this should end up being a free tier 1 tower for the Dire side. Morphling here has his E-Blade queued up. Around 1,000 gold away from his Eagle Song. He's had a fantastic game. Feel once this E-Blade comes out on the Morphling, he can just blow up anyone from the anyone on the Radiant side.
And they're also pretty under-leveled on the Radiant. Like, Monkey is only level 6. 11 as a carry, that's bad. Whereas the Morphling.
Top lane, move onto the Lina and she gets deleted. She gets absolutely deleted. So a little bit out of position and you're getting sent straight back to the fountain.
I mean, the Dire team is snowballing like crazy. Just 2 minutes ago, there was only a 3k net worth lead. Now it's almost 8k.
Cheer up.
Another kill. The Underlord.
At this point, I'm just struggling to keep up with the kills at this point. There's just so much action happening around the map.
The double damage zone. Hasn't been spotted by anyone. Yeah, it has been spotted out by the Yeah, Morphling will be picking it up. It looks like they could be heading towards
This,
Roshan.
yeah, this should be an easy Roshan. I mean, DD Rune on Morph is like a dream because the hero predominantly only has base damage.
Yeah. It is being pinged out by the Lina though. So I'm not sure. Did they take this fight? They have Golem up in a second.
I mean, they have to take this fight. But I don't think they're gonna make it in time. Plus, there's a good dire ward which sees all of them.
Yeah, they took a little bit too long to react to this close attempt. Morphling, reforming up to the high ground. Should be a dead Underlord. Rock committed. Connects on 4 people here, but there's not enough damage coming from the Radiant side. Morph still has double damage running. Should be a dead Warlock. Does end up going down as well. So that's Roshan plus 3 free kills for Among Us here.
And he almost has his Evilate completed on the Morph. It's looking very scary. Very.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing that the Radiant side can do right now. Like you just need to try to avoid fights here and farm up a little bit so that you could at least put up some sort of a fight against this dire push that's going to come out now.
But I really don't see a way back into the game for Radiant team. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but they just don't have the heroes which do well from behind. Both Lina and Monkey need to be ahead to be strong in the game. These are not heroes to play the game for me.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, but I mean, never give up, right? That's
I mean, we have seen
we've
crazier
seen
stuff happen.
comebacks from pretty terrible situations, like in a lot of tournaments recently. So it's anything's possible. But definitely, like it's a steep upward battle. Definitely, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Dire should look to their top tower.
I think after this game, it feels like Raptors need to go back and like sort of relook at their drafting strategy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think the Monkey
I
King
don't
pick was a little out of place here. It doesn't feel
Against attack.
like it fits their draft.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
True, I mean, they
Top tower has
might have had a better pick than Monkey available, but their draft is not so bad overall.
middle tower has fallen.
I think it's just the execution of their draft which has let them down.
That should help.
Lina trying to push out the top lane a little bit, make some space for their team, delay this this inevitable high ground push by a little bit. Oh, E-Blade on the tusk and ends up going down to the E-Blade plus the Fade Bolt. Kale will pick up his
Now
fourth
that
kill
the
of the game.
E-Blade, now that the E-Blade is up on Morph, there's actually no safe areas for the Radiant team to play because anyone can just blown up in a second.
Yeah, Lina did show here.
Look to their top.
Should be caught out. Monkey gets spotted. Manages to. Laguna stolen by the Rubik. And picks up his 5th kill. Yeah, I think this game's over now. This, I don't see.
I
So
think they
it is
can
still
just even
available
walk up
for-
high. I think they can walk up high ground over here with the Aegis. Because even the Monkey ult was used. They know the Blade is also down. There's actually nothing on Radiant team that threatens the Dire.
I mean, there is Golem, but that's about the only thing that that can threaten them a little bit. But the Radiant heroes are up, and they will be looking to defend this tier 3 tower. Bit of Malice and the Firestorm onto the Morph. Rubik steals Bit of Malice, decides to.
I mean, the one thing Radiant team
He did have
going for
Laguna
them right
before that.
now. The one thing
Sorry?
Radiant team have going for them right now is like they have insanely good high ground defense. with Underlord and Warlock. So
Yeah.
maybe.
A lot of base clear as well. So, oh, Golem committed on the Morphling. He still does have Aegis, but is pretty healthy here. Starts rolling onto the lich. Gets lifted up. Should end up going down. So meanwhile, Mars did get caught out. So there's some sort of
They'll never see me coming.
like a ray of hope for the Radiant team here. A much needed kill for them. Lina finishing up an Aether Lens. Decides to go for the Aether Lens over the Yules as her first item. So there's still no defense for her from this Morph E-Blade combo. She's very
Yeah, but
susceptible, sitting at 1200 HP.
Yeah, but I think in a way that's actually the correct way to play the game now, because even if she has the Yules, there's no way she can show in lane or like show in fights anymore, because she just gets bursted. So she has to play from fog, and Aether Lens is what allows her to do that. I mean, the Dire team is hitting all their item timings pretty soon. Mars has his blink, Pugna has his dragon.
Yeah, Mars runs into the Tusk here. There's backup coming from the Radiant team. Lich ult committed. Tusk ends up going down. Arena committed. Laguna as well. But the Lich ult absolutely decimates the Radiant team. They cannot fight outside their base. And meanwhile, there's a Morphling destroying
And just falling.
their barracks.
I mean, to be honest, the
Blade
game is
combo.
over, so I don't blame them for falling in
Yeah.
early.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
this was a very underwhelming game. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting a much closer game.
Yeah, but perfect execution and perfect drafting from Among Us. They are one of the stronger teams in this tournament, and they're performing to prove that, right?